Hello there everybody and welcome back to Costume Quest. We are now ready to go ahead and leave the Auburn Pines suburbs. We've done every single thing that we needed to do in this neighborhood, so we can carry on with the story and go through the gate which has now opened up for us. So as you go through this area, you can see that there's actually grubbins out in the open, which we haven't seen before. Those mosses are just waiting for us. I'll bet if I could sneak up behind one, I could give him a good whack with my candy pail. So that's a good hint. If you walk up behind the grubbins, you can hit them, which acts as a preemptive or sneak attack. And it will allow you to get some damage in before the fight starts. So you can see that they all take a little bit of damage. Not much, mind you. I wish that it was a little bit more helpful, but every little bit counts. Especially because these grubbins are a little bit more powerful than us at this point. You can see that a couple of them are our level, but a couple of them are also level 4. And that one with the power upgrade there, it was packing quite a bit of a punch. So let's go ahead and get rid of him second. I'm going to use Lady Liberty to attack the shaman, but we really got to get rid of this warlock, because I'm not able to heal until next turn, and there's a very good chance that they'll take Ren out if she gets hit again. Yep, she's gone. Alright, so that's kind of unfortunate because we're now just stuck with the weaker of the two attack characters here. But I do have my healing ability. So let's go ahead and heal. Get rid of all our status effects. And we should be able to take out the grubbin. He can't heal himself or anything. This is a very, very, very close fight. Wow, we came really, really close to actually dying there. But we made it, and like I said, we will have full health for the next fight. So despite the fact that this grubbin is facing you, I don't find it too hard to get behind him. So we just sneak up behind him and then whack him with the pail. And these are optional, of course. You do not have to fight these grubbins if you don't want to, but I would recommend doing it. We are coming up to a boss fight, and if you can get a couple additional experience points before you get there, you might be able to gain a level before we fight our next boss, which would be really quite helpful. And despite the fact that the knight is a little bit more powerful than Lady Liberty, I'm just sticking with her for now because she does have the ability to heal, and I'm finding from here on out we are going to be running into groups of 3. And it's a 3-on-2 fight, which hardly seems fair. So having the ability to heal is really, really helpful. And with the badge that I gave Everett, he can attack all the enemies at once, which is also pretty helpful. So different badges really make a big difference in your success and the strategies that you want to employ. Make sure that you use those when you get new party members and things like that. I did have the ability to heal, but I didn't use it, and I should have. But it should be easy for Ren to take out this last grubbin, especially because I have the counterattack on. So if we do a couple more battles, we should be able to get up to level 4 before we reach our next boss. I'm going to go ahead and fight this grubbin. I'll probably cut it out. We are so close to a level up. We're about 50 away. We're going to talk to the Scarecrow here because he keeps bothering us. His dialogue will just keep going and going and going until you talk to him. Hey, talking Scarecrow. Aren't you afraid? Not really. You should be. You're chasing a very powerful, very dangerous witch. Can you help us fight her? No. But I can give you this. And he's going to give us the pumpkin costume pattern. And every single time we meet with him, we will get more pieces for the pumpkin costume. He's the only NPC in the game that gives us access to this. We do not pick up any of the pieces on the world map. You have to talk to him in each of the levels that you go to. So here's some sarcophagi. We can try to open these, but unfortunately we don't have luck and we're not able to. So that's unfortunate. And then when you're ready, make sure you have the costumes on that you want for this next fight, because we are getting into a boss battle. I'm going to stick with the robot and Lady Liberty for now. I'm going to use Ren primarily for attacking, and I like the missile barrage special attack for multiple enemies, and then of course we're going to need Lady Liberty to heal. So there's the witch again, loading candy onto the bus. She's yelling at the supervisor here. And it looks like it's going to the mall. He's found the candy mother lode at the mall. Listen up, Bojo. You can have all the candy. We won't stop you, but they want the really big piece over there. That's our prize piece. The boss is going to really love eating that one. Ren, if they eat me, I'm totally telling. Poor Reynold. No one's eating anything except this middle management weasel is about to eat his megaphone. Normally I like to think of myself as a conscious builder, but my job's on the line. So you're gonna have to see my mean side. Alright, so boss fight. He got really big and really ugly. Alright, so we have the ability to attack Bojon himself or the megaphone, and you'll want to attack the megaphone first because what it's going to do is call in reinforcements. And we don't want that. So it's going to take us a couple of turns to take out the megaphone, but trust me, it's worth it. Because it will make you have to spend less time in this fight fighting grubbins that he will summon to battle. And you'll also get a hint from Ren there if you didn't clue in earlier that you should be taking out the megaphone first. So unfortunately we're just a little bit underpowered in order to take that out in 2 turns, so we're gonna have to just spend a little bit of our next turn taking it out here. So let's go ahead and use the missile barrage here. Take that thing out once and for all and do a little bit of extra damage. That was company property! And then of course he gets a little bit upset about that. But that makes the fight significantly easier. So Ren's in a little bit of trouble here, and I have not used the healing ability yet, so we're going to use Everett's turn to do that. And we really should have this fight in the bag, no problem after that. So not a terribly difficult first boss fight, as long as you remember to take out the megaphone first. Otherwise you're just going to be fighting endless supplies of grubbins, and it's going to be that much harder. So we get a nice bit of experience from that, and we also get a badge and a card. Why did I have to pick today to quit smoking? Oh, poor guy. So we're going to leave him behind and catch a ride on the back of this bus as we head our way into our second level, which is going to be the Autumn Haven Mall. I landed on my dice. Let's get inside before they see us in the rearview mirror. Good plan, Ren. Where are we? Autumn Haven Mall, I think. You sure this is a mall? It looks more like a dungeon, which I am totally prepared for. This part of the mall must still be under construction. You don't say. A dungeon map. Do you see what I see? Motherlode Candy Emporium. Bingo, you know that's where they're headed. And then quick, to the candy store. So it still hasn't been explained why they want candy, but all I know is that we have to try and stop them and get our brother back. I want to go down that super dark and spooky hallway, but my instincts say not without a bright light. My instinct is to follow your instinct on this one. So that'll add a quest to get past these dark patches, which we will be able to do shortly. To get past this debris here, we're going to need to use our shield with the knight costume. You can go ahead and switch back to whatever costume you want. Gonna pick up some stray candies here along the way. You can see the candy emporium in the background there. Make sure to talk to that security guard in the corner. It's chock full of monsters. Careful, kids, you don't want to go near that place tonight. It's been taken over by teenagers. Sir, those are monsters. They sure are, especially between the ages of 14 and 20. I was going to check out the mall costume party after my shift, but not with those scruffy hooligans running loose. Guess I bought this nifty space warrior costume pattern for nothing. Ooh, can we have it? Sure, but take my advice. Stay on the dark side of the mall where it's safe. Alright, so we need to create the space warrior costume, obviously. And we have a new enemy type. You can see him walking along the walkway here. And these are basically just stronger versions of grubbins. And this is what we're going to be seeing from now on. There are going to be some grubbins mixed in here or there, but these are trollbogs. And it's really up to you what one you want to take out first, because these are basically both just the default attacking variation of these enemy types. They don't really do much except for just straight up offensively attack. So we're going to go ahead and take out the bruiser first, because he looks a little bit more menacing. And I do still recommend taking out every single enemy that you see. You are able to run away from fights, but a lot of these enemies are still in your basic path and they're really, really hard to get around. So most of the time you're kind of forced to fight them anyways, unless there's another way to go. So for those of you who don't like a turn-based battle system, it does get pretty tiring pretty quickly, but I don't mind it so much because the battles still go by relatively quickly, and it's a good way to level up, and it makes the game that much easier. So we're gonna go ahead and get the components for our costume before I stop this video here. So we need to talk to the adults that are standing around this area. I wasn't expecting trick-or-treaters because of all the construction. I don't have any candy, but you can have these old snow boots I found while I was cleaning out my shop. Thanks. Alright. So, snow boots is our first costume piece. Let's go ahead and talk to this janitor. Wake up. Well, huh? We're with the recycling committee. Have any bottles for us? Hey, knock yourself out, kid. Just keep the noise down, okay? People working over here. And then finally, we can go ahead and speak to the construction worker. This is a construction zone. Where's your safety equipment? Take this safety visor so you guys don't get hurt, okay? Thank you, sir. Safety first. That should do it. We have all the items we need for the Space Warrior costume. Most excellent. Woohoo! That's a pretty cool looking costume, I have to say. I like is basically just like a colander on her head with some water bottles strapped to her back and some snow boots, but it still looks pretty convincing, I have to say. So this will allow us to get in those dark spaces. You can see if I hold down the B button, her special ability with this costume is going to be light, so you can light up any dark areas. So we will be moving on in this area in the next video. I think what I'll do off screen is I'll take care of these enemies here just to get my additional experience. I'll save you guys from having to watch it. So I'll exterminate all the enemies in this area, and then we will continue on from here. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.